Here is a man. He is blue-eyed, blonde-haired, which means he is Caucasian. He speaks slowly, probably Midwestern dialect, and in fact, he grew up in Kansas. Also, he is currently a student in University of Wisconsin in Madison, and he is Asian. Is the story alright? Then how about this? Once upon a time, there was a man. He is from France. He goes to China for his business. One day he watches a Chinese opera, suddenly falls in love with the actress. He is so captured by her, wins her love, enjoys the romance for 20 years. And it turns out, she is a man. I mean, biologically male. A man with a, So, any similarity between these two stories? About this Caucasian Asian and a man who is Chinese woman? In fact, the stories are written by the same writer. This is he, David Henry Hwang, Asian American playwright. There are so many titles that represent him. He is Tony Award winner, Obie Award winner, Pulitzer Prize finalist, head of playwriting at Columbia University, and so forth. The two stories that I briefly introduced earlier are the ones written by this playwright with this fashionable career. So, what did he write? Of course, plays. Lots of plays, and like amount of musical and operas. Then what did he write about? As seen from some of the titles, like Kung Fu, Chinglish, Yellowface, or FOB, Fresh Off the Boat, one of his major concerns is Asian identity. What does it mean to be Asian? This would help. How come this Chinese woman or man was able to deceive a French man for 20 years? Perhaps something about being Asian? This is not just a story. It is a true story about a man named Bernard Borisco, a French diplomat deployed to China only to be seduced by a Chinese opera singer Shi Pei Pu, who later turns out to be Chinese espionage. And they later meet in court. You see that Chinese diva now looks like a man. How was that possible? 20 years. David Henry Hwang reproduces this story into a drama, M. Butterfly, and critiques the yellow fever fetish of the Westerners. Why didn't the French diplomat know she was a man? 1. Because when he finally met his fantasy woman, he wanted more than anything to believe that she was, in fact, a woman. And second, the Chinese singer is an Oriental, and being an Oriental, he could never be completely a man. What Hwang claims is, simply speaking, the Westerners are fantasized and the Asians are feminized. Then does that mean there is another genuine, true essence of being Asian? Hwang delves into this issue deeper, and he seems skeptical with that issue as well. Perhaps Asian could not look like Asian at all. Perhaps being Asian, or being whatever ethnicity, means nothing, or at least chaotic. The other story. This guy, blue-eyed, blonde, but he's Asian. In this case, what does it mean to be Asian? No, before that. Is that even possible in the first place? And this is the very question that Hwang asked in his short play, Trying to Find Chinatown. That blue-eyed, blonde Asian is named Benjamin. And he says, it's very stereotypical to think that all Asian skin tones conform to a single hue. Some readers may agree to that, or others may think, he's white. Is that some kind of redneck joke or something? So, how can it be white man Benjamin Asian? A little bit of spoiler alert here. You see, he was adopted by Chinese American parents at birth. So clearly, he says, he is an Asian American. In this case, is he really Asian or not? Is this a meaningful question at all? As examined in M. Butterfly, and again, what does it mean to be Asian? Still asking. It was David Henry Hwang.